Turnaround theory is all new with two back-to-back episodes. Now coming up in the next half, we're going to watch another video, this time about the 7 reasons why men stay in sexless marriages. Plus I'll give you another theoretical thought. So join me for another edition of Turnaround theory. It's all new and it's coming up next. It seems that these men can never catch a break because they are in a sexless marriage. If you'll stick around for another edition of Turnaround Theory, coming up next on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram in a moment, we're going to watch another YouTube video, this time from a YouTuber by the name of Men Need to Be Heard, as he breaks down the 7 reasons why men are in a sexless marriage. And of course, I'm going to give you another theoretical thought at the conclusion of this episode. Fellas, once again, as I often tell you all, that y'all should often be knowing my saying, and y'all should often be knowing the drill. So why don't y'all grab a quick snack and come on back once again, because y'all just might learn something. Another edition of Turnaround Theory starts right now. Roll the intro, let's get into it. I'm Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. I'm a musician, singer, rapper, songwriter, composer, and producer. I'm also a content creator, and I give theoretical thoughts on just about anything in general. This is Turnaround Theory. What is up, everybody? Again, it's your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. And I want to welcome you back to another edition of Turnaround Theory on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, as you should know, once again, Turnaround Theory comes to you each and every single Monday over the digital airwaves of YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for Season 5. And Turnaround Theory, once again, is also the actual platform of where I normally get the fellas like you at home a free theoretical thought on just about anything. Hey, listen, for those of y'all that are just tuning in to another edition of Turnaround Theory on my YouTube channel, I want to personally welcome you. And if you are, in fact, a returning subscriber, I welcome you back. And once again, for those that are tuning in to watching another edition of this back-to-back episode of Turnaround Theory on Facebook or Instagram, and you're following me for the first time, I welcome you aboard the platform as well. And if you are, in fact, a constant follower of mine with regard to the content that I post up, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform, hey, kudos to you as well. Now, as a constant daily reminder, once again, I must remind you to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, because it would help out and it would be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time I post up and upload more additional content onto the channel. Please make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms. There will be a link provided in the description box below on my official YouTube channel and in the comment sections below for Facebook and Instagram. If you also want to contribute to my YouTube channel through PayPal, there is also going to be a link provided in the description box below on my official YouTube channel and in the comment sections below for Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to check out my latest music video entitled Every Time, which is now on my official YouTube channel, and I will post up a YouTube link in the description box below as well. Please don't forget to also use the hashtag Team Turnaround that you see at the bottom of your screen, because that lets me know indefinitely that not only you're watching another edition of Turnaround Theory, but it just goes to show that you are supporting my platform with regard to the content that I post up, and I might just give you a shout out right back. Again, I do hope and pray that I have covered everything within this particular matter, and with that being said, let's dive on over into another edition of Turnaround Theory here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
So recently I was asked to give a comment on something that studies show over 30% of married men deal with. Though honestly, I think that number is way higher than what they're claiming it is. It's something I hear about from men all the time, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if I fully have the answer to this one. The question, why do men stay in sexless marriages? And in this video, I'm going to dive in and give my top 7 reasons why men stay, and why in many cases it's the only choice they have. Let's get into it. Okay, as I said, sexless marriages are far more frequent than most people assume, and while yes, there are some cases where it's the women who are frustrated, in reality, it's the men who are overwhelmingly the ones being starved of love, caring, and affection. And dealing with it is something most men really struggle with, because in the end, There is no good solution. And if he even brings it up, he knows there's going to be a price to be paid. It could be she'll cut him off even more. It almost assuredly is going to be she's going to find a way to turn around and blame him. You know, the classic, if you did more to help me around the house, or if you gave me what I need without a demand for sex first, I might, keyword might, be more willing. The funny thing, of course, being that no matter what a man does, no matter how much he does it, it never seems to be enough for her to no longer be exhausted or too stressed. Then, of course, there's the nuclear option that they just love to hit men with. The one that goes, stop pressuring me, stop trying to force me into something I don't want to do. Usually they're a bit more blunt than that, but you get the idea. They drop that little bomb because they know there's no way for a man to respond to it without coming across as an uncaring cad or even a rapist. That's the reality that these men face, and it's why the question of what should I do lands in my inbox constantly, like multiple times every single day. It's a never-ending parade of men asking, what should I do? Should I ride it out? Should I walk away? Should I cheat? Or should I just give up? And look, I get it. I know how frustrating it can be. But know this, if you're in this situation, you're not alone. The sad fact is, as I mentioned at the beginning, research shows that 30% of marriages today are sexless. And as I said earlier, I think that number is a drastic underestimate. Now, we're not talking about dry spells or going a few days here. We're talking about weeks, months, years, and in many cases, decades, without a scrap of attention or intimacy given. And for men, that creates some serious problems. Problems that people rarely want to talk about. Mostly because they don't see it as a problem. I mean, who cares if the man isn't getting any? He's a man. Of course, they would never say the same thing when it's the woman being deprived. Oh, hell no. In fact, they'll go to great lengths to attack the man for failing to meet her needs. But the fact is, men's needs in a relationship get dismissed way too often. And when a man is stuck in a marriage without intimacy, it doesn't just hurt his ego. It chips away at his entire sense of self. And the effects are real, very real. Among them, low self-worth or self-esteem, depression, anger, withdrawal from relationships in general, physical health issues, including things like prostate problems, even an increased risk of cancer. And yes, of course, erectile dysfunction. And women know that, which is why, in my opinion, they do what they do. It's one of the biggest reasons they do it. It is the ultimate power trip for them, the ultimate means of control over a man's life. What better way to emasculate him and get him to hate himself, to feel lesser or unworthy? What better way to be in charge than to deny him not just what men need, but all human beings? And they do it not because something's wrong with him, but because it's the apex of boss bitchery. It's a way for them to destroy the man slowly because of the mental toll it takes when you feel unwanted and rejected over and over again by the one person who's supposed to be your partner, the one person who claims to love you and care about you, but obviously doesn't. So if you're in this situation and trying to decide what to do, let's walk through a few things you might want to consider. First up, denial. Look, I get it. Men generally like to think in the positive. It'll get better in time. It's just a phase. You know, the things we all tell ourselves. Many men get stuck in this because they want so desperately for things to change. So they'll tell themselves it will change. She'll come around one day. It'll get better when the kids are older, when she's less stressed, when this season of life passes. Well, I'm here to tell you, it never gets better. All right, maybe there's a 0.0000001% chance it will one day if she looks in the mirror and acknowledges what she's doing. But as we all know, women taking accountability for anything they do, well, let's just say you'd have a better chance of Sydney Sweeney showing up half naked at your front door with a billion-dollar winning lottery ticket between her flotation devices and a beer in each hand. Which is why, for a lot of guys, dare I say most of them, those years eventually turn into decades. Number 2 can be a tough one for men, which is religious or societal beliefs. You know, that old school vow for better or worse, till death do us part. Something men usually take very seriously, while women, well, it's not till death do us part, it's until I think I can get enough of a financial reward in the divorce, or I think Chad or Tyrone is going to want to settle down with me. And hey, I respect commitment. In fact, it's a cornerstone of my beliefs. You are only as good as your word, and let's face it, men are wired to honor their word, to tough it out, to provide and protect. But at what point does loyalty become self-destruction? When is enough sacrifice enough? Remember, gentlemen, the majority of women's answer to that is never. It's why they don't acknowledge or appreciate anything that we do. It's why they're always moving the goalposts and demanding more. It's why they play the game knowing that they're going to change the rules to suit them and ensure you can never win. Number 3 is a legitimate one, but one that can be easily overcome, and that's the fear that the grass won't be greener. I went through this one way back when my first wife was cheating on me. I convinced myself it was all my fault, mostly because that's what she kept telling me. It's something many men think to themselves. If she doesn't want me, no other woman will either. Or she'll just end up denying me like this one did. And I get it, because it's not entirely wrong. Honestly, with the way men's needs get dismissed today, it's not a completely unfounded fear. But men, you cannot live in fear. You just can't. Nothing good will ever come from that. Certainly not happiness, and certainly not peace. Yes, fear of the unknown is real, very real. But weigh that fear against the known that if you don't take on that fear, you're basically willing yourself into a lifetime of misery. On to number 4, which is another common one, resignation. The truth is, some men just accept it. They think it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. They stop trying, stop caring, stop hoping. They resign themselves to a lifetime of unhappiness, and that, my friends, is a very dangerous place to be. In many cases, it leads to things like men trying to self-medicate with drugs or alcohol. It leads to living in resentment and self-hate. And sadly, far too often, it leads to men thinking there's only one way out, and it's a way you can never come back from, if you catch my drift. Don't do that. Just don't. Next up, number 5, and this one's going to shock a few of you. You're a victim of domestic violence and don't even know it. Primarily in the form of emotional or verbal abuse. And yes, it happens, and no one talks about it. Very, very few even consider it abuse when it happens to a man. Hell, a man getting beaten half to death physically isn't considered abuse, so why should this be? Yet it's a life of hell that many, many men end up living. There are countless men out there getting manipulated, gaslit, belittled, and emotionally starved in their own homes all day, every day. And they're never going to be counted. They're never going to show up in the statistics. They're never going to be able to escape that hell because, as I said, people don't consider that to be abuse when it's a woman doing it to a man. Instead, they'll claim he must have done something to deserve it. They'll try and justify it by excusing her and putting all of the blame on him. And men know that. They know they're not going to be believed. They know they're not going to get the slightest bit of caring, concern, or help. So they stay. And continue to stay because their abuser, the domestic violence industry itself, indeed all of society, has made them feel like it's their fault. Put the blame entirely on them. Okay, the next one up is a toughie, and I'll agree and argue that it's the most legitimate of reasons, and the one that I think forces more men to stay in sexless, unloving marriages than anything else. And that is, of course, the kids. It is without a doubt the one I hear guys say the most, because men know the realities. Know that if they leave, they aren't going to just lose the house, their possessions, and a whole bunch of money, but their kids. They know that the minute they step out the door, they're going to immediately lose their status as a parent and instead become nothing more than a visitor. Men stay because they don't want to lose their kids or be labeled the bad guy or risk the family court machine chewing them up. And I get it. There's a lot at stake when the kids are involved. As I said, it's the one, let's call it excuse, that I do think is most valid, because the reality is, you're basically stuck with one of two options. You can choose yourself and your happiness and lose your kids. Or you can stay, be miserable, but still be their dad. Look, either way, it's not good. Not good for either you as the man or your kids. But it is the reality that most men face. And finally, number 7. The financial reality. Let's be honest, divorce isn't cheap. At best, it's going to cost you a few $1,000s. And at worst, drive you into insolvency, into bankruptcy. Depending on where you live, leaving a marriage can financially wreck a man's entire life. Between alimony, child support, splitting the assets, and of course, the legal fees, a lot of guys end up feeling trapped. And they should, because guess what? They are. Just like death and taxes, it's a certainty of life that when it comes to divorce courts, they will always favor the woman and ensure that she's taken care of, even if it means the man ends up penniless and on the street. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's get to the real point of this video. Look, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you to stay or go, because that decision is yours and yours alone. But what I will tell you is this: your needs matter. Your mental health, your physical well-being, your happiness all matters. You matter. So don't let anyone, not a partner, not a pastor, not a therapist, not some talking head online, tell you otherwise. If you're in a sexless, loveless, emotionally dead marriage, you owe it to yourself to at least be honest about it. Because, my friends, denial won't fix it. Resignation isn't going to fix it either. And suffering in silence sure as hell won't fix it. You need to take a step back and think it through. And then make a decision that works for you, whatever that decision might be. You need to actually ask yourself the question the Clash asked 40 or so years ago, which is, should I stay or should I go? And whatever decision you come to, my friends, own it, live with it, and find ways to deal with it as best you can and in the healthiest way you can. Look, there is no right or wrong here. You have to do what's best for you. To sum it all up, whatever you decide, make sure it's a decision made by you, not a decision made for you. And if nobody else has told you this today, you matter, brother. Know that.
When we return to Turnaround's theory, I'm going to conclude today's edition with another theoretical thought right after this.
So, ladies, you might not like what I'm about to say right now, but I need for you to listen. Ladies, in our relationships and in our marriages, we have to stop depriving our man of sex, okay? Let me tell you why. When you deprive your man of sex, it not only messes with him mentally, physically, and emotionally, but it also creates division in your relationship. See, ladies, sex is very important, and for some reason we feel like after we get in a relationship or we get married that it's no longer a top priority, when in actuality it should be a top priority. Trust me, I get it. We as women, we work now, we take care of the kids, we have a lot on our plate as well, and a lot of times we just don't prioritize sex. But here's the thing: if you're not prioritizing sex in your relationship or in your marriage, best believe that man is getting it somewhere else. And I hate to say it like that, but that's just what it is. And the thing is, a lot of times when we find out that man is getting sex elsewhere, we want to get mad and blame him and call him a cheater. But in actuality, if you just would have been giving him some 2 to 3 times out the week anyway, you probably wouldn't have had to worry about him sneaking down the street. You get what I'm saying? So ladies, let's just do better. Let's make it a point to start prioritizing sex in our relationship.
And now, Turnaround's theoretical thought. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, and this is most definitely my favorite part of the segment. Once again, it is time for another edition of Turnaround's theoretical thought with yours truly, because in just a moment, I'm going to conclude today's edition with another theoretical thought on these back-to-back episodes, this time from a segment of the YouTube channel of Men Need to Be Heard with regard to the 7 reasons why men are in a sexless marriage. Here's your theoretical thought for today. Anytime a woman withholds sex from a man, it's more than likely because she is feeling safe and she is not feeling secure. Chances are, if a man can't get it from her, you better believe he's going to find it elsewhere. It's just plain and simple. But if you are married to your spouse and you're getting sex elsewhere from someone else, you are committing adultery. There is no other way around it. Sin is sin, but when you commit the adultery, it's going to be hard to recover from that mistake. That's your theoretical thought for today. This will also conclude 2 back-to-back episodes of Turnaround's theory for today. Hey, listen, thank you so much for tuning in to these 2 back-to-back episodes of Turnaround's theory. This platform is designed to empower men, including myself, to make better choices and life-changing decisions when it comes to the dating world. That's what this platform is all about. Now listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below concerning today's episodes. And as a constant daily reminder, I must reiterate to you all one more time to please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, because it would in fact help out and it will be beneficial for the YouTube algorithm. And please don't forget to smash on that post notification bell, because you, my friends, will instantly be notified every single time I post up and upload more additional content onto the channel. For Turnaround's Theory, I'm your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T. Once again, as always, I thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you right back here next week for another edition of Turnaround's Theory here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now here is a sneak peek of next week's episode. Coming in 1 week to Turnaround's Theory. Yes, 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 and yes, it is that time once again. It's another one of those special Turnaround's Theory holiday specials, and this time it's a special 4th of July edition of Turnaround's Theory, and you know your boy got a good one for you. And on the next edition of the platform, we're going to be looking at all of this delicious food that you see on social media, and of course, a few bloopers along the way, plus a few safety tips on how you can stay safe for this 4th of July, and another special theoretical thought concerning the 4th of July. Don't miss this special 4th of July edition of Turnaround's Theory coming next week on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.